I'd like to call to order the meeting of the Village Board for November 15th, 2022. Could you please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Village Clerk, would you please call the roll?
President DeSimone?
Here.
Trustee Franz? Here. Trustee Fry?
Here.
Trustee Lomax?
Here.
Trustee Penicola?
Here.
That's 5.
At this time, we will now move to the public hearing to discuss the 2023 annual budget. Village Clerk, would you please call the roll to open the public hearing to discuss the 2023 annual budget? Yeah.
President DeSimone?
Here.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Here.
Trustee Lomax?
Here.
Trustee Penicola?
Here.
That's 5.
Would the village manager or finance director like to discuss the budget?
Yeah, Julie, do you want to talk about the sacred public hearing that we do annually?
Basically, the budget is the same as was presented at the workshop on the 25th, except for the changes that were expressed in that same presentation. The total budgetary spending in this budget is $80,619,533. The operations are $31.3 million. Capital is $37.9 million, and debt is $11.5 million of the spending. No other changes are in the budget, and staff is recommending approval ultimately.
Again, fine job. Thank you very much for putting that together for us last time around. If any person would like to speak on the 23 annual budget, I ask that you please approach the podium and state your name and comment. Seeing none, this will conclude public comment on the 2023 annual budget. Is there any further discussion on the 2023 annual budget? Is there a motion to close the public hearing on the 2023 annual budget?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Penicola?
Yes.
That's 4.
Motion carries and the public hearing is now closed. We'll move the public comment. Does anyone wish to address the board? If so, please approach the podium and state your name. Seeing none, this will conclude public comment. Is there a motion to approve the minutes for the October 25th, 2022 Village Board meeting?
You have a motion?
Is there a second?
Second.
Are there any modifications to those minutes? Please call the roll.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Penicola?
Yes.
That's 4.
Motion carries and minutes are approved. The next item of business is to approve the warrant in the amount of $3,479,748.28. Is there a motion to approve this warrant? Is
So moved.
there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion on the warrant? Please call the roll.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Penicola?
Yes.
That's 4.
Motion carries and the warrant is approved. There are no items on the consent agenda. Under administration is a resolution adopting the 2023 meeting schedule for the Village of Bensonville. Is there a motion to approve this resolution?
Do you have a motion?
Do I have a second?
Second?
Being a motion and a second, do we have any discussion?
Yeah, I'll just start off with, we do have a long agenda tonight, so we're going to move quickly. We have a lot of people in the audience that we want to get to. So if you guys, the board needs anything, please just put your hand up and we'll slow down. But for this item, this is our 2023 schedule. We like to publish it at the end of every calendar year, so we have the schedule on the books. There are single meetings for the board in January, June, July, November, and December. So in those meetings, we can always expect, like this one, it's going to be longer agendas, but we do that to accommodate holiday schedules. So with that, if there's any questions or any changes, that's our presentation.
Any other questions? Please call the roll.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Penicola?
Yes.
That's 4.
Motion carries and the resolution is approved. Under Community and Economic Development, there's an ordinance granting approval of a variation for a new electronic message sign at 950 South York Road. Is there a motion to approve this ordinance?
You have a motion?
Do I have a second?
You have a second?
Being a motion and a second, do we have discussion? Curtis is taking this, or?
Yeah, we'll hand these 8 off to Curtis.
So Grace Lutheran Church at 950 South York Road is requesting a variation for their new electronic message sign. We require a variation because every electronic message sign within a mile of another electronic message sign needs a variation in our code. This is going to replace the existing pole sign on their property, which is technically not allowed anymore. We don't allow pole signs in town, so this is a good thing. It'll be a new monument sign with electronic message center sign in the middle. They will be adhering to all the basically EMC sign standards, including lighting, turning it off at appropriate times, things like that. CDC did vote unanimously to approve this one 5-0.
Any questions from the board? Please call the roll.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Pena Cola?
Yes.
That's 4.
Motion carries and ordinance is passed. Number 2 is an ordinance granting approval of a final plat of subdivision and amendment to an approved planned unit development with code departures for an industrial development at 1301, 1401, 1501, 1601, and 1361 Devon. Is there a motion to approve the ordinance?
You have a motion?
Do I have a second?
You have a second.
Being a motion and a second, discussion, please.
Okay, so this is hopefully the final one for the Devon and 83 project to come through. This is the kind of final subdivision to kind of separate the two properties and kind of clean up some zoning. There are a couple minor things here: building setback in the one corner of one of the parcels, truck parking space size from 12 to 11. So just sort of some minor changes, clean up stuff. This is all stuff we anticipated coming through. CDC did vote unanimously to approve this one 5-0.
We do have representatives from ML and Prologis in the audience tonight. This is a award-winning project from NIAP, so congratulations on that.
Congratulations on the award.
Definitely.
Any questions up here from the board? Please call the roll.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Pena Cola?
Yes.
That's 4.
Motion carries and then the ordinance is passed. 3 is an ordinance granting approval of a variation for outdoor storage area height for a new outdoor storage area at 229 Evergreen Street. Is there a motion to approve this ordinance?
You have a motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Being a motion and a second, do we have discussion?
So some new owners to this property. They have essentially a grassy, kind of gravelly area next to the building, and they want to be able to park some stuff outside, basically one truck and maybe some other outdoor storage. We're talking a container on there, but they need an approved surface to put this on. So essentially what they're paving here is enough to kind of fit the truck and some outdoor storage area, and then there will be a fence to screen that all in. It was approved 5-0 unanimously at CDC.
Any questions from the board? Please call the roll.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Pena Cola?
Yes.
That's 4.
Motion carries and the ordinance is passed. 4 is an ordinance granting approval of a special use permit for truck repair and variations for a new distribution business at 700 Larson Lane. Is there a motion to approve this ordinance?
You have a
Do
motion.
I have a second?
Second.
Being a motion and a second, do we have discussion?
So this business came in, didn't need a special use for their primary function, but they do service their own trucks on site. So they had to come through to get the special use to work on their own vehicles. And then there are several conditions around outdoor storage when you're working on trucks, such as parking lanes, screening. They did get a variance for the screening. This is at the end of Larson Lane. It backs up to other industrial. We didn't require them to do any screening back there. And then there were just some various requirements about how to lay out the parking of the trucks on the back end of that lot. Was approved 5-0 unanimously at CDC.
Any questions from our board? Please call the roll.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Pena Cola?
Yes.
That's 4.
Motion carries and the ordinance is passed. 5 is a resolution approving license registrar service agreement with Net Assets. Is there a motion to approve?
You have a motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Being a motion and a second, any discussion?
Okay, so these next 3 items all have to do with our new business licensing system that we're implementing. So we are moving to a online registration and renewal system. Net Assets we currently work with for our rental registry, so home rentals. So we kind of had a trial run with them for the past year. We're really happy with the service, and now we're going to go with them for our business licensing. So this is the service agreement to work with Net Assets on business licensing.
Do you have any questions from the board? Please call the roll.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Pena Cola?
Yes.
That's 4.
Motion carries, the resolution is approved. 6 is a resolution adopting Village of Bentonville business license fee policy. Is there a motion to approve?
You have a motion.
A second.
Second.
Motion and a second, discussion?
So we created a new business license fee policy as part of this whole kind of new system. The big one here is for our larger businesses in town. We added 2 new additional fees on our fee schedule. And then it does outline the processing fee that Net Assets charges as part of the online processing. So we're you'll see in the next ordinance, but we're pulling out of the actual ordinance the fee schedule. We're going to reference a fee policy from now on. So this is the fee policy we will approve.
Board have any questions? Call the roll.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Pena Cola?
Yes.
That's 4.
Motion carries and the resolution is approved. 7 is an ordinance amending the Title III Business Regulations of the Bensenville Village Code. Is there a motion to approve this ordinance?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
There being a motion and a second, do we have discussion?
So this is what I just referenced. We are making several adjustments to the Bensenville Business Regulations section of the ordinance. Essentially pulling out the fee schedule. We are not going to be charging for vending machines and amusement devices such as juice boxes anymore. It's cumbersome and we weren't really tracking them very well anyways, and it's not a huge loss. And then we did remove a section in there that talked about businesses that were not subject to floor area calculations, which we hadn't been using for a while, so it's just kind of cleaning up a part of the code, so we took the opportunity. So this goes along with the other 2 ordinances, kind of revamping our business license regulations.
And Curtis glossed over it, but we were licensing vending machines and jukeboxes previously. I think we can get with the times and realize that that's not a good use of government time, energy, and effort, so we're going to simplify that and remove that.
Does the board have any questions? Please call the roll.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Pena Cola?
Yes.
That's 4.
Motion carries and ordinance is passed. 8 is an ordinance approving the termination of a tax increment allocation financing for the Heritage Square redevelopment project area. Is there a motion to approve?
You have a
Do I
motion?
have a second?
Second.
Being a motion and a second, we have discussion.
All right, so Heritage Square neighborhood, which is just north here of downtown. This was a TIF district. It was a former kind of industrial site, blighted. We used TIF funds to essentially eliminate that old property and develop a new, really nice neighborhood right here next to downtown. The TIF is at the end of its 23-year lifespan, so we are required by state statute to close this out. We notify all the taxing bodies. Everybody gets to recapture the EAV, the tax allocation. This started out with approximately $1.3 million equalized assessed value. The ending equalized assessed value is about 5.245. So there's a significant increase here based on the work we did within this TIF. We're really happy with how it turned out. Now all the taxing bodies get to recapture those funds for themselves. So.
I think TIF gets a lot of bad rap from the city of Chicago. This is what TIF is supposed to do, redevelop blighted properties, improve our towns, and then at the end of that TIF, we're returning money back to the taxing bodies without having to raise tax rates.
Any questions from our board?
Sounds good.
Call the roll, please.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Pena Cola?
Yes.
That's 4.
Motion carries and the ordinance is passed. Moving on to finances, an ordinance adopting the 2022 tax levy for the village of Bensenville, DuPage, and Cook counties for the fiscal year beginning January 1st, 2022, and ending December 31st, 2022. Is there a motion to approve the ordinance?
You have a motion?
Do I have a second?
Second.
There being a motion and a second, do we have discussion?
Julie?
At the first meeting in October, the board approved a tax levy estimate for the 2022 levy. Staff is requesting that the board approve this ordinance to make it the official levy for 2022 at $5,409,623. It's 2% higher than the 2021 levy, and it should generate another $106,000.
Do we have any questions from the board? Call the roll.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Pena Cola?
Yes.
That's 4.
Motion carries and ordinance is passed. 2 is an ordinance adopting the annual budget for the village of Bensenville for fiscal year commencing January 1st, 2023, and ending December 31st, 2023. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second?
Being a motion and a second, any discussion?
Staff has no additional discussion, is requesting approval of the ordinance to approve the 2023 budget.
I do want to thank the board for all the input you guys had during the budget workshop. That was valuable. It's been incorporated, and I think it's going to deliver a better budget.
Please call the roll.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Pena Cola?
Yes.
That's 4.
Motion carries and ordinance is passed. 3 is a resolution authorizing a contract with Illinois Counties Risk Management Trust and other Ancillary, I can never say that word ever in my life.
We'll make note of that.
Insurance companies for comprehensive liability insurance package effective December 1st, 2022. It's the worst word ever. Is there a motion to approve this
You
resolution?
have a motion?
Do I have a second? Second. Being a motion and a second, do we have any discussion?
Julie, are you handling this or is
Yeah, I'll go ahead and handle this year. Alliant is our insurance broker, and every year they shop both our general liability and our workman's comp insurance. So I'll be addressing basically 3 and 4 in the same at the same time. On the general liability side, we are recommending going with ICRMT. Our first year with them was 2022. They were a big savings in the prior year. This year they had us do an audit, which increased our property value coverage by 100%. So we're seeing a 30% increase in the premium. That's about $79,000 a year. On the workman's comp side, we're talking about going with ICRMT again. There was a 15% increase for $33,000. That's represented there both because we had a large loss claim in late 2021 under workman's comp, and that had a big effect, and the salaries go up a little by raises. So the combination of the two cost us the $33,000. What's interesting to note is that despite the fact that we had those two rather large increases for over $100,000, we're still $46,000 less than our provider from 2020. So we're still in good shape.
Excellent.
Nice. Nice work.
Excellent.
Any questions from the board? Please call the roll.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Pena Cola?
Yes.
That's 4.
Motion carries and the resolution is approved. 4 is a resolution authorizing contract with the Illinois County's Risk Management Trust for workers' compensation insurance effective January 1st, 2023 to December 31st, 2023. Is there a motion to approve?
You have a
Do I
motion?
have a second?
Second.
Being a motion, a second discussion?
Julie briefly covered this one. This is up, but that was to be expected due to the catastrophic injury sustained by a police officer late last year. We expected it to go up, but overall coverage costs are down from 2021 pricing.
Excellent.
Any questions from the board? Call the roll.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Pena Cola?
Yes.
That's 4.
Motion carries, resolution is approved. We do not have a report under the police department. Move on to Public Works. Resolution authorizing amendment number 2 to the Design Engineering Services Agreement for the Church Road Pressure Adjusting Station Replacement Project to Greenlee and Hanson in the not to exceed amount of $80,652 for a revised contract amount of $555,599. Motion to approve this resolution.
You have a
motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
There being a motion and a second, any discussion?
Joe has 15 items on. Most of them are because a lot of his contracts are annual contracts, so we're teeing up for 2023. So this will somewhat related to that, but I'll hand the next 15 items off to Joe.
Yep. So this one is just, like you said, it's amendment number 2 to design engineering for the church PA station. The additions in this amendment are for the design of a dehumidification system for the new building, automated chlorine dosing system, design of a process piping reconfiguration so that we can actually recycle some of our water instead of wasting it, and the design of a new roof of our existing pump house to match the new building that's going to get built for the PA station. The total negotiated amount, as we mentioned, is $80,652. Our contract is still hovering about 10% of the expected construction costs, so staff does recommend approval.
Any questions from the board? Call the roll.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Did you say it?
Yes.
All right.
Again.
Trustee Pena Cola?
Yes.
That's 4.
Motion carries and the resolution is approved. 2 is a resolution authorizing design engineering services agreement with Engineering Enterprises Incorporated for the 2023 CDBG Brown Gate Subdivision Improvement Project in the not to exceed amount of $125,060. Is there a motion to approve?
Your
Do I
motion.
have a second?
Second.
Being a motion, a second, Joe?
So 2 years ago, we applied for CDBG grant funds for 3 separate projects, one of them being the Brown Gate subdivision project. I'm sure you all know what Brown Gate is. No, you don't. So Brown Gate subdivision is Green Valley Street from Marshall to its east end, Kevin Lane, Stoneham Street, and North Franz. It's like a little hook roadway that we have up in our northern part of our residential area. So this project is going to include new water mains, new street, new storm sewer improvements, curb and gutter, driveway replacements, spot sidewalk replacements and installation, ADA upgrades, and landscape restoration. Our total estimated cost for this project is about $1.7 million, of which, again, $600,000 of that will come through the CDBG program. So we're ready to get design going on this one. We reached out to Engineering Enterprises Incorporated from our shortlist. They've done many CDBG design projects for other municipalities. We negotiated a fee of $125,060. It's about 7.4% of the estimated construction cost. At this point, we're trying to get ready for a 2023 construction season. However, our construction can only start once DuPage County gives us the authority, and they're kind of in a waiting pattern with HUD where they get their money. So we're hoping that they get an early start on that and we can get construction done in 2023. But we'll need to get the design going regardless so that we have a shovel-ready project should that funding be pushed. Staff does recommend approval of this design engineering contract.
Any questions from the board? Please call the roll.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Penicola?
Yes.
That's 4.
Motion carries, the resolution is approved. 3 is a resolution authorizing the execution of a change order number 2 with Independent Mechanical Industries Incorporated for an increase of $68,891 and a time extension of 75 days for the York Road Lift Station Improvement Project for a revised contract cost of $1,088,106. Is there a motion to approve this resolution?
You have a motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Being a motion and a second, Joe?
So this project is really feeling the effects of the industry right now and the economy right now with supply chain issues. We've been waiting about 8 months for some electrical components, and therefore we've already had our first change order, which extended it a number of days. We're in a second change order extending another 75 days. We're hoping that now that the components have arrived, we can start actually working on this project and get it completed before the end of the year. The dollar component of this change order all relates to the bypass pumping. If you recall, we pulled bypass pumping out of the original bid. We probably saved about $400,000 by doing so. In doing that, we had to ask our contractor to do some of the setup work and the craning work to get the outside contractor to do bypass pumping. So the $68,000 is mostly has to do with the setup of the bypass pumping, which was necessary, and it is our recommendation to approve.
Questions from the board? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Penicola?
Yes.
That's 4.
Motion carries and resolution is approved. 4 is a resolution authorizing execution of 1-year contract with Alexander Chemical for the purchase of sodium bisulfite and the not to exceed amount of $20,000. Is there a motion to approve?
You have a
Do I
motion.
have a second?
Second.
Being a motion and a second. Joe, discussion.
So as I mentioned, this is part of our contract renegotiations for each year. With some of our chemicals, this sodium bisulfite is a neutralizing component for our chlorine at the plant. Bids were actually advertised this year. Back in September, we opened bids on October 12th. 3 bidders supplied bids. Alexander Chemical was the lowest of the 3 bids for sodium bisulfite. They have been our provider for the last 4 years. Staff is recommending approval of a $20,000 purchase order for this contract.
Questions from the board? Please call the roll.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Penicola?
Yes.
That's 4.
Motion carries and resolution is approved. Number 5 is a resolution authorizing the execution of a 1-year contract with Roll Chemical Corp. For the purchase of aluminum sulfite, not to exceed the amount of $29,460. Is there a motion to approve?
You have a
Do I have
motion?
a second?
Second.
Being a motion and a second, discussion.
So aluminum sulfate is, or alum, is a coagulant that helps us with our phosphorus levels. We have a phosphorus limit on our new permit, so we apply this chemical to help keep that phosphorus levels down before it hits the streams. We did advertise this for bids in September, opened on October 12th. Roel Chemical provided the lowest of 3 bids and the amount of $29,460. They're a new contractor for us, so we're hoping they will be good. And staff does recommend approval.
Questions from the board? Call the roll.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Penicola?
Yes.
That's 4.
Motion carries and resolution is approved. 6 is an ordinance designating certain property as surplus and authorizing the disposition of the same. Is there a motion to approve?
You have a motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
There being a motion, a second, any discussion?
So tonight, we're looking to surplus 2 old salt spreaders that were actually for old vehicles that we no longer possess. They are outdated and no longer needed. So our plan is to put these spreaders at auction in the next couple of weeks, hopefully to beat the snow and get some good bids on the salt spreaders that somebody may use. So staff does recommend approval.
Questions from the board? Call the roll.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Pena Cola?
Yes.
That's 4.
Motion carries and the ordinance is passed. 7 is a resolution authorizing the execution of a purchase order with Compass Minerals America Incorporated for the purchase of 1,200 tons of bulk rock salt in a not to exceed amount of $96,588. Is there a motion to approve?
We have a
Do I have
motion.
a second?
Second?
Being a motion and second discussion, we have
As you're
snow, we
aware-
have ice, we need rock salt.
We do, yes. That's basically about it. We do purchase from 2 different suppliers each year, from the county and from the state. The county is usually early in the spring. The state is last second, right before it starts to hit. This year, our county contract was with Morton Salt at $75.88 a ton. Our state is with Compass Minerals at $80.49 a ton. We have a full bin or salt dome with the county's purchase that we've already used, and our plan is to supplement any heavy seasons this year with this state salt bid and then fill the dome at the end of the season. So staff is recommending the full authorization for the full allocation should we need it down the road.
Questions from the board? Call the roll.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Pena Cola?
Yes.
That's 4.
Motion carries and the resolution is approved. 8 is a resolution authorizing the execution of a 1-year extension with Winkler's Tree Service Incorporated for the 2023 Parkway Tree Pruning Program in a not to exceed amount of $55,000. Is there a motion to approve?
We have a
motion.
motion.
Second?
Second?
There being a motion and a second discussion?
So the village prunes our trees every winter. We do that because the trees are dormant, the sap isn't flowing, it's a good time to prune them. Last year, we finished our 3rd full cycle of tree pruning throughout the town since we developed our tree comprehensive forestry plan. Typically, we would go out to bid for another 4-year contract on this. We just feel that long-term contracts right now in our economy is probably not the best thing to be doing.
Right.
So tonight, you'll see a lot of 1-year extensions. We do have a 2-year contract with the janitorial, but that's a little bit different type of contract. So we have been reaching out to our current vendors to see if they can provide the service for a minimal increase. This one is a 10% increase, which is where CPI is kind of heading at this point. So Winkler Tree Service has performed these cycles for us the last 3 cycles. We're very happy with their work. They're very clean. They do a good job. So the total value for zones 1 and 2, which is basically everything north of the railroad tracks, is $53,124.50. There's 675 trees that they'll be pruning this winter. So we're asking for a contract amount of $55,000 just to account for any missing trees that we missed on our inventory.
Any questions from the board? Please call the roll.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Pena Cola?
Yes.
That's 4.
Motion carries and the resolution is approved. 9 is a resolution authorizing to waive competitive bidding and execute a 1-year contract extension with Lindahl Brothers Incorporated for sand and stone delivery and debris hauling in a not to exceed amount of $85,200. Is there a motion to approve?
You have a motion?
Do I have a second?
Second.
Being a motion, a second, do we have discussion?
So we've been using Lindahl Brothers for this contract since 2010. They're right in our backyard, literally. Staff reached out to them again this year for a possible extension. They did provide an extension at a cost of a 3% increase, which we were very happy with. The total estimated value of this contract is $85,200, so staff does recommend the extension.
Any questions from the board? Call the roll.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Pena Cola?
Yes.
That's 4.
Motion carries and the resolution is approved. 10 is a resolution authorizing the execution of a 2-year contract with Best Quality Cleaning Incorporated for janitorial services at the Police and Emergency Management Headquarters in the not-to-exceed amount of $51,840. Is there a motion to approve this resolution?
We have a
Do I have
motion.
a second?
Second?
Being a motion and a second, do we have discussion?
So staff did go out for a 2-year contract on this one, and one of the reasons we did that is we were hearing a lot during the year of a lot of interest in our janitorial services contracts. We actually received 9 bids at our bid opening back in October, which is a good amount of bids to get for a contract like this. The 2-year contract total was $51,840. This price actually came in lower than our current rate. So again, when you can generate the competition out there, you can usually benefit from the lower prices. So Best Quality Cleaning has performed this work for us on the last contract. The police department has been satisfied with their work, so it's our recommendation to approve.
Any questions from the board? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Pena Cola?
Yes.
That's 4.
Motion carries and the resolution is approved. 11 is a resolution authorizing the execution of a 3-year contract, 2023 through 2025, with Cardiograph Systems Incorporated for the annual maintenance of the work management system and citizen request software in the not-to-exceed amount of $150,274. Is there a motion to approve?
Give a motion?
Do we have a second?
Second.
Being a motion and a second, do we have discussion?
The Cartograph is kind of the backbone of our work management system that we use here in the village, both in Public Works and through the other departments. It also has our customer service portal, so this is SeeClickFix. We've been using them for our work management and asset management since 2016. Our current agreement expires on January 1st of 2023, so it's time for a new agreement. This one will cover 3 years, so the $150,000 is a total for the 3 years. It averages about $50,000 a year. It's a 2% increase over our current price and a 3% increase in years 2 and year 3. So staff does recommend approval.
Any questions from the board? Please call the roll.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Pena Cola?
Yes.
That's 4.
Motion carries and the resolution is approved. 12 is a resolution authorizing the execution of a GIS consortium service provider contract with Municipal GIS Partners Incorporated for the 2023 calendar year in the not-to-exceed amount of $88,965. Is there a motion to approve this resolution?
You have a motion?
Do I have a second?
Second?
Being a motion and a second, discussion, please?
So the village has participated in the GIS consortium since 2015. Municipal GIS Partners, or MGP, is their consultant that they use to manage the program for the 41 different communities that are part of the consortium. MGP, each year we authorize a contract with them for the upcoming year. This year our cost is an increase of 4%. What MGP provides for us is an actual on-staff part-time specialist that's here 2 days a week, 1 day at Village Hall, 1 day at Public Works. We also get the benefit of the rest of their support the rest of the week. If we ever have a question from them, they are the ones that actually will step forward and provide us the solutions. They share solutions across the consortium, which is great. So if one other town in the consortium comes up with a great idea, they share those solutions with the other communities to see if they can take advantage of them as well. So it's a great program that we provide, or that they provide for us. The cost this year is $88,965. Again, it equates to a 4% increase over last year, and staff does recommend approval.
Any questions from the board? Please call the roll.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Pena Cola?
Yes.
That's 4.
Motion carries and the resolution is approved. 13 is a resolution waiving competitive bidding and authorizing a purchase order to Kenny Ross Ford of Adamsburg, Pennsylvania for the purchase of 4 police vehicles in the not-to-exceed amount of $151,180. Is there a motion to approve?
You have a motion?
Do I have a second?
Second?
There being a motion and a second. Good find on this one, guys, by the way.
Yeah.
Joe, go ahead.
So recently, one of our police vehicles was involved in an accident, was hit by another car, and was declared totaled. It kind of triggered our investigation and research into finding a new patrol vehicle as soon as we could. As we mentioned a couple of board meetings ago, buying vehicles these days is a whole different animal than it used to be in the past. Chief Scholes was actually successful. He did the research, so I'm going to give him the credit of finding this dealership out in Pennsylvania that had an inventory of 2022 vehicles that basically were very close to the specs that we typically would purchase through our program. So we wanted to go ahead and try to replace that vehicle, and as we saw that they had 4 of them, and we were getting ready to put our order in for 2023, we're like, what's the difference between a 2023 SUV Interceptor and a 2022 SUV Interceptor? Not a whole lot with the vehicle, but about $10,000 of additional cost. So our thought was, why don't we go ahead and get and secure 3 more that we were budgeting for in 2023 with the supplier. We actually got a little cheaper rate for the transport because there was multiple vehicles. So bottom line, we're getting brand new 2022 vehicles that match our specifications. We'll be getting them probably in about 2 weeks, and we'll be able to go ahead and start upfitting them and getting them out on the streets as soon as possible. In order to do that, though, we also are going to need permission from the board to advance some of the 2023 funds into this program so that we can use the 2023 funds, which technically aren't available till January 1, to pay off this bill in advance. So staff does recommend approval.
Well, we say 40,000.
We're going to save $40,000 over new vehicles at this point because each of those squad cars is going up about $10,000 a year.
Good job.
Any questions from the board?
No.
Nice work, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Please call the roll.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Pena Cola?
Yes.
That's 4.
Motion carries and resolution is approved. 14 is a resolution authorizing the execution of an architectural design service contract with TRIA Architecture for the Water's Edge Alternative Analysis Project in a not to exceed amount of $15,000. Is there a motion to approve this resolution?
You have a motion?
Do I have a second?
Second?
Being a motion and second discussion.
So following one of our discussions at the board workshop, staff would like to execute this architectural design contract with TRIA to perform an alternatives analysis over at the Water's Edge Aquatic Center. If you recall, there's a lot of money that we have put in the budget next year for some improvements that would be necessary to keep the facility going as a pool and as an aquatic center. So we want to take this time to at least look at some possible alternatives. We're asking TRIA to go forward and research the facility, the building envelope, try to figure out what other types of uses are available for this space. We will also analyze the existing use as a pool. That's one of our options that we'll be looking at. 3 other options might be, and again, I'm just going off of an initial conversation, a turf type facility in there. One would be a hard court facility. One would be some sort of a combination facility that may be able to house special events and concerts and things like that. So we're going to look at the facility, try to come up with some alternatives. This contract will include the development of those alternatives into some 3D renderings so that we can hopefully plan on presenting these to the public at a public forum, charrette, if you will, at Village Hall, hopefully at the end of January, early February, get some input from the residents and find out what our best use might be. If it ends up being an aquatic center at the end, then we just know that types of projects we need to invest to make that back into its working condition. So TRIA Architect will do this work for about $15,000 and prepare all the documents and be present at that meeting to answer any questions. So staff does recommend approval.
Any questions from the board? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Pena Cola?
Yes.
That's 4.
Motion carries and the resolution is approved. 15 is a resolution authorizing the execution of a contract with Climate by Design International for the purchase and installation of 2 desiccant wheels at Edge 2 in the not to exceed amount of $127,683. Is there a motion to approve this resolution?
You have a motion?
Have a second.
Second?
Being a motion and second, tell me what a desiccant wheel is.
So a desiccant wheel is part of a dehumidification system. It basically transfers the energy from your fresh air into your exhaust. So as you're trying to cool and heat buildings, a lot of air is getting moved there. This is the wheel that kind of churns the air, if you will. We have 2 units up on the Edge 2 facility on Jefferson that have desiccant wheels that are past their useful life. They're really functioning probably at a 10% rate at this point. So we've been researching all year the best ways to go about replacing this. Climate by Design is the actual OEM manufacturer. They actually put that unit in on the building back in 2010 or 2000, whenever that was built. So we reached out to them to find out how much it would cost to provide the new desiccant wheels as well as installation. We also asked one of our local contractor that does a lot of dehumidification work for us in the repair for a proposal. So we did get 2 proposals on this project. The OEM manufacturer was less. They are going to upcharge their materials to the other contractor anyway. So the cost of that was $127,683. The lead time on the desiccant wheels themselves is about 12 to 16 weeks. So we're looking at a spring project to do the actual installation, but we wanted to get this contract approved now because every month the price goes up and the lead time goes out. So by securing this now, we can make sure that they have the parts for us when we need them. We will be providing a crane for them, which will be a separate part of this contract, but that was factored into the analysis to make sure that they were the best cost. So staff does recommend approval of this contract.
Any questions from the board? Please call the roll.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Pena Cola?
Yes.
That's 4.
Motion carries and the resolution is approved. We do not have any report for recreation. Couple presidential remarks. This Sunday, November 20th, is our Holiday Magic Tree Lighting event. This year we are kicking the event off with a holiday car parade. The parade begins at 4:45 and will travel from Faith Community Church and travel around the town center, bringing Santa to his house to meet the children. The most creatively decorated cars will be selected and the winner will be announced on stage before we light the tree. We will have free commemorative ornaments and refreshments. Please see the village website for all the details and parade route. There is still time to purchase tickets for the senior holiday party that we will hold on December 16th at Monty's. Doors open at 10 a.m. and the luncheon begins at 11 a.m. Please stop by Village Hall to purchase tickets. There will be no ticket sales the day of the event. For more information, please call the senior hotline, 630-350-3426. And the holiday train is back in Bensenville. The train will make its official stop on Friday, December 2nd at 7 p.m. Parking will be available in downtown Bensenville. The event is free, but everyone is encouraged to make a food donation. So please see the village website for more information. Also, mark your calendars. The annual holiday ice show and skate with Santa will be held on Sunday, December 18th at 12:30. Lastly, the holiday home decorating contest nomination period continues now through December 9th. So please go to the village website for details to nominate a home. All submitted properties will be posted to the village's Facebook page. That will conclude presidential remarks. Do we have any village managers report?
Thank you, Your Honor. You get all the fun stuff and talking about Christmas. I get to remind everyone to buy vehicle stickers and get them in their windows by January 1st. You can do that in person here at Village Hall or do it online, save a couple bucks and avoid the line. And then finally, Village Hall will be closed November 24th to 27th in honor of Thanksgiving. So wish everyone well for that. And that concludes my report.
Village attorney's report?
I have no report, Mr. President.
Is there any unfinished business to come before the board tonight? Any new business to come before the board tonight? Is there a need for executive session?
There is not.
Is there a motion to adjourn this meeting?
I have a motion?
Do I have a second?
Second?
Please call the roll.
Trustee Franz?
Yes.
Trustee Fry?
Yes.
Trustee Lomax?
Yes.
Trustee Pena Cola?
Yes.
That's 4.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.